People think they've spotted sad and pathetic detail in Trump's military parade speech that's left them embarrassed. Welcome to National Press Today, your daily source for the most compelling headlines and breaking news in just minutes. Stay informed, stay ahead. On a historic weekend marked by celebration and controversy, President Donald Trump took center stage in Washington to commemorate his 79th birthday alongside the 250th anniversary of the United States Army. A grand military parade, rich with symbolism and national pride, quickly turned into a flashpoint of political debate, not for its spectacle, but for what critics called a manufactured moment of applause. Thousands gathered along Constitution Avenue to witness a parade that aimed to showcase the might, legacy, and evolution of the U.S. military. From the Revolutionary War to modern warfare, the display featured tanks, historical reenactments, fighter jets soaring above the National Mall, and more than 6,000 uniformed personnel. The moment was scripted to be monumental, a presidential birthday celebration fused with American military tradition. President Trump, flanked by First Lady Melania Trump, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, and members of his family, walked out to a resounding rendition of Hail to the Chief, followed by a chorus of Happy Birthday. But soon, as the televised coverage aired nationwide, online viewers began to raise questions, not about the tanks or the aircrafts, but about the sound of the cheering. The broadcast, particularly the version aired on Fox News, led many to believe that audio had been digitally enhanced. Reddit threads exploded with speculation. Were cheers and applause artificially added to create the illusion of overwhelming support for the president? One user wrote, "Louder than the band, and you can hear it slowly turn down like a volume slider." Another labeled the moment sad and pathetic, citing embarrassment not just for the network, but for the country. Fox News quickly denied the allegations, stating that the cheering heard was part of the shared network pool feed, and that no manipulation had occurred. In a formal statement, the network said, "This is a blatantly false smear, and nothing was altered whatsoever." The explanation pointed to technical variations between feeds, with Fox Nation airing the America 250 version, which lacked crowd mics in comparison. Still, for many, the damage was done. A simple question over applause spiraled into a larger debate about political optics, media trust, and the performative nature of modern political theater. The incident brought to the forefront a deeper issue. In today's highly polarized media landscape, even a patriotic parade can become a battleground for perception. As one political analyst observed, they want the image of unity, even if they have to manufacture the sound of it. Supporters of President Trump dismissed the backlash, pointing to raw live streams from other outlets that captured audible cheering. They argued that the criticism amounted to a coordinated smear campaign against a sitting president, timed to coincide with a high-visibility national event. Yet critics saw something else, a presidency that continues to rely on showmanship, stagecraft, and tightly controlled optics to reinforce its narrative. The crowd size, the volume of applause, even the angle of the camera, all became pawns in a larger struggle over truth and authenticity. The use of grand parades to reinforce political narratives is nothing new. From France's Bastille Day celebration to North Korea's military processions, world leaders have long used public displays of military might as both morale boosters and political statements. But in America, where presidential power is expected to be balanced by civic restraint, such displays often spark unease. This isn't Trump's first brush with parade politics. In 2018, he proposed a $92 million military parade to rival France's, which was eventually scrapped due to cost and controversy. His appearance this year signals a renewed commitment to that visual rhetoric. a leader standing before troops, flanked by tanks, promising to make America the hottest country in the world. Political observers note that Trump's messaging echoes campaign trail talking points: strength, patriotism, and defiance. By aligning his birthday with the Army's 250th anniversary, he reinforced his role not just as commander-in-chief, but as a symbolic protector of American tradition. Yet that symbolism, they argue, becomes hollow if the applause must be manufactured. The public's reaction has been deeply divided. On social media platforms like Twitter and TikTok, short clips of the speech, paired with booming cheers, were dissected and debated. Hashtags like fake applause and Trump parade trended for hours. Memes flourished, with sound engineers offering breakdowns of audio layering and volume inconsistencies. Meanwhile, conservative media outlets defended the integrity of the event, showcasing alternate footage and highlighting the size of the crowd. Stephen Chang, the White House's communications director, claimed over 250,000 patriots attended, braving inclement weather to support their president. Independent estimates, however, including those from the New York Times and Associated Press, reported far smaller attendance numbers. The optics were further complicated by counter-protests. In Philadelphia, a group called No Kings held a flagship march, denouncing what they called an un-American birthday parade. The movement framed their opposition not just around Trump, but around the broader issue of militarization and perceived wasteful spending. Beyond politics, this event has tapped into something more cultural, a growing distrust in what people see and hear. In an age of deepfakes, AI-generated images, and algorithmically curated content, even real events are met with skepticism. As one media professor told CNN, when people start to doubt their own eyes and ears, democracy becomes fragile. The Trump parade moment becomes a case study in post-truth America, not because of what happened, but because of what people believe happened. In one version, Trump was met with roaring applause from a grateful nation. In another, the sound was digitally injected to sustain a myth of popularity. And therein lies the danger. When both narratives can coexist, factual consensus erodes. As the country barrels toward another election season, the Trump parade controversy serves as a warning. Perception is now policy, and whoever controls the narrative controls the nation. Was it a patriotic tribute or political theater, a moment of unity or a mirror of division? As images from the parade continue to circulate and debates rage on in comment sections in newsrooms alike, one thing is clear: the sound of applause may fade, but the questions it raises will echo far longer. If this story made you think, hit heart like, drop a comment, and share it. Don't forget to pin National Press Today for more stories that keep you informed, aware, and ahead.